Welcome back to another episode of the 393 Legacy Gorilla Podcast. And we had a little bit of a break there last week, but we're back on the agenda, and we have with us Jase Wendlandt here. And we're going to visit with him in a second, but as always, we're going to do a preview of what's next. It is fall. It's fall, y'all, as they say. It's October, and we've turned the calendar, which means that we're getting closer and closer to parent-teacher conferences and a few things coming up. So I want to highlight things that will be happening next week at USD 393. Most of our activities are away, except for next Friday's home football game. So our volleyball team will be on the road twice. They are at Harrington on Tuesday, and then on Thursday they go to Douglas. Both cross-country goes down to Bethel, to the Gossel Invitational down there for cross country on Thursday. And our junior high travels to Peabody for volleyball and football. And then, of course, we are at home for Gossel. We're having a chili feed and a fundraiser for the Blue family, so make sure you come out and support them. Support the Gorillas as they take on the Bluebirds. And it should be a good evening. We've been away a couple weeks in football, so it'd be great to have everybody out underneath the Friday night lights and just the community spirit. And then on Saturday is the Wheat State League Volleyball Tournament, and that will be at Canton Galva. And so the girls will be competing next Saturday there. I know we're a little bit out. We'll have another one, but just a quick reminder that on October 14th, we will have no school because it is a professional development day for our teachers. So no school October 14th. So now that we've done sort of the preview of what's happening, let's take a moment and introduce Jase. And Jase, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You might tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, your family, and anything you might want to let them know.
Well, I've gone to Solomon since 5th grade. I've loved it pretty much the whole time. It's a really nice school. Get a lot of one-on-one time with teachers that you don't get most other places.
Yeah.
So I definitely have had a lot of room to grow here. Mm-hmm. You've given me a lot of nice opportunities, like with forensics. I've done that all 4 years of high school. It is one of the best things I have ever gotten into. It really sparked my passion for acting, I think.
Good.
It helped, this school has really helped me found kind of a lot of the passions that I actually have, and the hobbies that I've gotten into, guitar. I started that with Mr. Smith.
Yeah. We started that class a few years ago, so I'm glad you took advantage of it.
Oh yeah, it's a really nice class.
It's a dream of mine. Before I, at some point in my lifetime, that's a bucket list for me, is learn to play the guitar.
It's not as hard as you really think it is. You just have to get into it, and when you learn all the fingering positions, it kind of just falls into place.
Good. I'll have to, I maybe have to talk to Mr. Smith, see if he'll give some private lessons.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
That's right. I want to talk a little bit more about your passions. And so you definitely could see it come out in high school. Excuse me. In high school, your love for the theater and your love for forensics, as you talked about. Talk about a few of the different roles you've played. Maybe your favorite piece for forensics was. I know I've got a chance to witness a few of them, and you do an amazing job. You and your partner did. It's just outstanding. And so you might just tell the listeners a little bit about. Some of them don't even know what forensics is, and I think it is. If there are a couple of things that you should be involved in, it's probably the number one. If you're not involved in one of our FCCLA, FBLA, FFAs, forensics would be number 4 right there. All right. Those, choose one of those to be a part of.
It is very a nice thing to just do. You get an entire class period to just work on this piece that you have, whether that be a speech piece or an acting piece that you can do with friends solo. You work on it for 45 minutes a day, and then you have these competitions that you get to go to where you get to perform these pieces. And we got the opportunity to actually perform it in front of the school a couple of times, which was really cool. But I think one of my favorite pieces from forensics had to have been Clark and Bruce, where we got to play geriatric old man Batman and Superman.
I laugh because I can remember it, and so that's what you want, is people to remember your performance.
Oh yeah.
So that's great. Now we're getting ready to start play season, so you've had play practice. Tell me a little bit about the play and what's your role and what's the play about this year.
So the play this year is called "You Can't Take It With You." It's about this very eccentric family who does these really crazy things. They're not normal people, but they're they're still a family. And then this daughter that they have goes out and marries this like high up wolf, or not wolf, the Wall Street man.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
And he has trouble meeting the family, and they cross paths a lot, and it's not super good for her, but she tries to make it work because she really likes this boy. I play Paul the father, and I think it's going to be a pretty good time, and I'm excited to have everyone come out and see it.
Well, I hear there's a little bit of fireworks involved, safe fireworks. There might be even some firecrackers, and so we've been working on the logistics of that, of course, too. So excited to see that performance. Glad that we have two amazing sponsors to help out with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that sort of leads to, you talked early on in your introduction about the staff and the one-on-one connections, and so you might, now's a great time as you're getting closer to that walk across the stage. Now's a great time to reflect upon those that are probably near and dear, or who've helped you along your journey. Is there anybody you want to give a couple shout outs to? And it doesn't just have to be here at Solomon either.
I think most of all, I would love to shout out Mr. DeLay. When he was here, he was one of my favorite teachers ever.
Yeah.
I loved that man so much. He was so good at his job. Mrs. G, she's one of the best forensics teachers I could have ever asked for. Miss Johansson, because I was told to, and then Jody, because she is also one of the nicest people I think I've ever met.
Right. Awesome. If you hear some background noise, I apologize. Like I said, we're recording this year in our new flexible seating space, and which the kids have been taking great advantage of. So you may hear some traffic from time to time, but those are some amazing staff members, and I'm glad you gave Mr. DeLay a shout out, because that's probably the first play that I remember where you thought outside the box. We did it in the commons. Right. We didn't do it on the stage, and so I thought that was just unique, and it was an awesome experience just to witness. So and really utilize the space really well. I would never have thought of that. I'm not creative as him. So let's switch gears to what you want to do when you do walk across that stage.
I honestly haven't really put a whole lot of thought into it. But I do know that I need to get a job at some point after high school before I can actually start getting into what I want to do. Because what I want to do takes, time. You can't just jump right into it. Right. It takes a little bit of time to get into it. Right. So I'm probably going to go work with my dad for a little bit. He does deck standing and whatnot. I'm going to go do that with him for a while I try to get a tech job, getting into cybersecurity or something.
So what drew you? Let's stop there for a minute. Sorry. So that's not one that usually people sit on the couch and say, "Hey, I'm going to go into cybersecurity." That sounds really cool. So what sort of drew you to the cybersecurity area?
I've always been really interested in coding and whatnot. Yes. Hour of Code, when that was up, it was really cool. So I always was trying to explore that area of how could I do this as a living. So I looked at different kind of tech jobs and what they do. Mm-hmm. Ethical hackers, they will bust into extremely well-known apps and whatnot, and then tell them how they did it for money. I thought that was pretty cool, and I just thought that coding would be a really fun thing to do, and cybersecurity could be a nice opportunity. Yep.
And then there's the other side of coding and the other side of cybersecurity, which you don't want to end up on, which is the unethical side of it. But what's crazy in the world of cybersecurity, and I only say that because I taught the class when I was in the classroom, which blows me away, is that the best hackers in the world are ones that get caught and then are hired by the government. And I'm like, that sounds like a weird way to get a job promotion, by the way. So don't go that way. Go the other way. So it is it's ever changing, and it's something that we're going to need now and forever with the amount of technology that we have. So kudos. I like the coding part. That's awesome. The STEM part of it. What's maybe a few memories that stick out in the 4 years in high school that you can share on air? But what is maybe one or two things that you just highlights?
I would say there was a couple of times in forensics that we had a lot of fun. What happens in forensics stays in forensics. I can't share too much now, but for those that were there, they know that it was a really good time. Pet band was always really fun. I will always cherish pet band. That's always been a really fun thing to go and do, and like the people that you meet and the friends you make along the way playing in pet band.
Sure. That's sort of part of the, we talk about going out to the football game and the Friday Night Lights, and it's about the football game. It's not about the football game. I would say that, every bit of it is about the pet band and the student body, and it's just the atmosphere of a Friday night.
Right.
It doesn't matter necessarily the results on the field. It's always better when you win, of course. But, this year, a 1 rating at state for the band, and then the performances, marching in the homecoming parade, just a lot of things that highlight the skill set that we have and the outstanding accomplishments of our band. So I think you guys do an amazing job, and which is one of the cool things about Friday night.
Thank you.
Yeah. As we wrap up, any last things that as you have some siblings going through the school here, and so as they maybe make that transition to high school, or what is some advice you might give them, some words of wisdom to the freshmen coming in?
It's not going to seem like your grades are going to matter a whole lot, but they do. Just get your work turned in. It's not as much work as you think it is. It's more work catching up than it is actually just doing it when you get it.
You sound like you speak from previous experience a little bit.
A little bit of experience.
But it has improved drastically, right? We learn from our mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's very wise, very, very wise. Get caught up early and don't wait till the end.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, it has been a pleasure, sir, to sit down and visit with you and everything. And you do amazing things here. I look forward to the play. I look forward to what piece you may be doing in forensics every year, because it's usually unique. It's usually funny, and you sell it very well. And that's a true actor in you. So kudos to you. That is it with Jase. It's been a pleasure to visit with him. Hopefully you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here next week on the Legacy at 393 podcast.